So nowadays Bluetooth receivers are becoming even more popular than DACs. What is going on? Why are those tiny little accessories so damn popular with music lovers? Well, I think it's because of the convenience. Today we are taking a look at FiiO BTR15. They jumped from BTR5 to BTR15, added a 1 in the front, they increased the driving power, left the price where it was, and increased the DAC quality. So let's see how this one fares in today's world and why most people are going to have one in their home. This is a device that has multiple purposes. Although it is mainly marketed as a USB DAC/amplifier, it can even act as USB DAC for your computer, USB DAC for your smartphone, so it can stay connected by wire, or it can be a Bluetooth DAC. Using it as a Bluetooth DAC is quite simple. You basically pair it with your smartphone and you either rely on the aptX HD, LDAC, or the low resolution AAC or SBC codecs to stream your music to this. What does this do? Well, it acts as the audio part of your listening chain. So it has a dual DAC configuration, it has an amp inside that can amplify the signal, and it can drive EMs and headphones. It has two headphone outputs, one in 4.4mm balanced mode, which has a crazy high driving power, 340 milliwatts of power to be more precise, at 32 ohms over the balanced output, and 125 milliwatts of power over the single-ended port to be more precise. That is quite big. It is better than the original BTR5, it has a better sonic performance than the original BTR5, and it is a better deal than the original BTR5. But there is so much more to this thing. They improved a lot of aspects that only if you had a BTR5 you'll feel, or if you ever had another Bluetooth DAC and you felt the need for those features. Starting with, it has an on-off switch, it has a play-pause switch or mode switch, it has volume control on the side, and it has a toggle. That toggle can allow you to set it to be used as a USB DAC for your computer, situation in which it draws power from your computer, so it charges while it is being used. It can be used as a Bluetooth DAC, that is how you enable the Bluetooth connection, or it can be used as a USB DAC for a smartphone. That is important because with smartphones you don't want this to draw power from your smartphone because it will deplete it quite fast. So it can run off its own battery, it will not deplete your smartphone. That is very useful, and I mean really useful, since even the Samsung S23 Ultra that I have doesn't have that much battery life. It really doesn't. You need something like the BTR15 to not draw more of that power if you want to have a good battery life from your smartphone. Also, I am not such a big fan of using a smartphone to provide audio for those because typically the smartphone doesn't have the best battery life. There will be interruptions, mails, messages. It's not ideal, but your smartphone has a better Bluetooth antenna than most players, and it has a better Wi-Fi and GSM antenna. So if you are going to use streaming services, Tidal, Spotify, if you want Bluetooth, then your smartphone is a better choice than most DAPs, because most DAPs have a weaker antenna. That is actually purposeful. If a DAP has a stronger Wi-Fi or Bluetooth antenna, it is going to have higher distortions, which you don't want in a DAP. A digital audio player should stay as clean and as free of distortions as possible. So a smartphone isn't designed for audio in particular, so it will have large antennas that typically run through the entire case of the smartphone, and they will be quite good at receiving and sending signal, situation in which BTR15 comes in quite handy. So this one is useful, that much is clear. It is very versatile. It even is so versatile that it has system-wide EQ profiles that you can implement for every mode, which I also find quite useful. This is because most EMs and most headphones don't sound linear, they don't sound perfect, and using a bit of parametric EQ to make them better is always a welcome addition. It is not something that you have to use, you can simply disable it if you don't want to color your sound, but it is possible to use it, and I find that really neat. It has an OLED display which will flicker when filmed, so don't be amazed if it flickers. It doesn't flicker in real life, it is just the way OLED technology works. It has a USB Type-C port at the bottom. It takes about 2 hours to charge it, so it does not have fast charging or quick charge or anything like that. It charges in about 2 hours, and it has up to 8 hours of battery life, which can be dropped to 6 if you are using very loud listening volumes or low impedance headphones, or if you are playing with it a lot, or if you are using Bluetooth. So the battery life isn't the best, but it is quite good for a Bluetooth DAC amp. I actually haven't managed to deplete it even once, but it did come with a low charge and I had to charge it after receiving it. So don't be afraid if the first few charges aren't quite as long. That is normal. It takes a while for the battery to settle in and to have its typical battery life. FiiO did state that it still has full support for MQA, and I am now a Tidal user and I do appreciate the support for MQA. It's quite handy. You never know how many albums are available in the MQA format, but Tidal is now pushing full lossless. Situation in which you actually would have to use the wired connection. So there is so much to know about this wireless network that it can be quite hard at the beginning. So basically, if you want the best sonic quality, use wires. Don't rely on Bluetooth on or wireless. But Tidal can stream wirelessly lossless, so it will have the full album file. There will be no data loss, even though it is wireless, but that is for the Wi-Fi connection. If you are streaming that via Bluetooth to the BTR15, then you are going to lose some data. BTR15 is quite good over the wired connection. There is no USB DAC delay that I could notice, so I tested for that. Typically, I tend to test for that because some devices tend to have a large buffer, which creates a bit of delay, which will be noticeable if you are watching videos or playing games. This one has none, so there will be no delay. You will be able to watch your movies carefree. Everything will be smooth, everything will be without dropouts, without pops, and without any problems. The body is made of metal. It is slightly lighter than the original BTR5, so the new BTR15 is a bit better, more ergonomic. But to clip it to your shirt, I actually figured that you have to keep it upside down. So the reason for that is that the two headphone ports are at the top of the unit, but most headphones and EMs have a straight plug, so you have to keep it like this, which should be upside down. It still looks quite good. It is easy to clip to a shirt and to have a pair of EMs connected. And to be honest, from my humongous collection of EMs, I have decided to go with the Sennheiser EA900. Sennheiser EA900 is quite detailed and it isn't the most sensitive to source quality, but it can show when a source is good and when a source is bad. So I tested the new BTR15 against the BTR5. BTR5 was good, but the BTR15 is better. With the BTR15 you can expect a higher dynamic range, lower distortion. Somehow it has a lower compression for the Bluetooth connection. I don't even know how that is even possible, but over LDAC and aptX HD it sounds better than the BTR5 sounded. It tends to have a lower amount of compression. The sound tends to be more dynamic, more detailed, cleaner, more sparkly, so I think it is a much better source. It isn't perfect per se, but for a Bluetooth DAC amp at $109 US, it has all of the features that I would need. It is Bluetooth, it has a wired connection, it has a system-wide equalizer that you can engage. For example, if you want more meat on the bones on the EA900, although I doubt you need that with those, you will need it with some EMs and some headphones. You can select whether it charges or not from your smartphone, so you can be safely used with the smartphone. It can be set to be used as a USB DAC for your computer, no USB DAC delay. It has most of the features that I actually wanted from a USB DAC amp. The features that it doesn't have and which I would like, probably would have wanted even more driving power, because this one would be still best for EMs, although with 340 milliwatts of power, it can drive most portable headphones just fine. For example, the Harmonic Dyne's Elite, easily drivable out of the BTR15, and most portable headphones. What it can't drive are hard to drive planar magnetic headphones, but you are unlikely to want to use the BTR15 for hard to drive planar magnetic headphones. For hard to drive planar magnetic headphones like the HiFiMan HA1000 or HiFiMan Aria Organic, you will likely use a DAC or a portable DAC amp or something a bit stronger. If FiiO even makes something for that, which is the FiiO Q15. So they have something for that. So in another order of thoughts, if you need something mini that is portable, the FiiO Q15 is actually quite a deal at this point. Everything that you wanted, it does have. The only thing that it doesn't have is some kind of lossless Bluetooth or lossless Wi-Fi connection, which at this point no device has. So that would be my personal dream, something that I would appreciate, but not something that is available from other companies. FiiO did implement everything that we desired that they would have. The battery life isn't the longest, but it is long enough for most people. Since it can charge while it is used with their computer, you can have it, especially if you are a student, for example, you can have this, use it wirelessly during the day, use it wired during the night, use it wired during the night, time in which it charges, and the next day you are ready to go again. So it is pretty handy. I think it is pretty much perfect. The one way in which I've seen it used countless of times in Romania, even 1 in 5 people that I know have one of those and used it in that way, is for a car. They basically use this to provide auxiliary signal to a car head because it sounds better than most Bluetooth receivers for cars. They have this connected to wire to their car's radio head, and then they connect their smartphone via Bluetooth to this or via wire to this, and the FiiO BTR5 or BTR15 acts for that. Situation in which is pretty good. It can stay connected to your car, it can keep charging. The Bluetooth connection is even better than it was on the BTR5. Everything about the new BTR15 is better than it was for BTR5. Pretty much perfect. For the pricing, $109 US, you get everything you may need for a Bluetooth DAC amp. Of course, there is a bit of competition, and we can't miss talking about that, but the competition is also from FiiO. We have BTR5, BTR7, and we have Shanling with their UP5 and UP4 2022, and all of the competition has its pros and cons. Most of the competition sounds similar. I think that the new BTR15 has the best sound in the Bluetooth mode. Most of the competition tends to cut more quality when they are used in the Bluetooth mode. The new FiiO BTR15 tends to have the cleanest, best resolution, best detail over the Bluetooth connection. Also, I did see in the comments of my video review of the BTR5 2021 that some people managed to brick it. That didn't happen to me, and I did test this one for bricking, so I played a lot with it. I tried every menu, every setting, every combination of settings possible. This one doesn't brick. It should be safe to use for basically everyone, even with music that has non-standard characters. For example, songs that have the song title in Japanese or in Thai or in any other language, it should work just fine. If you see yourself using this one, it sounds better than most true wireless EMs when connected to a proper flagship or to a good pair of EMs. It can drive most headphones that are portable. It can work as a USB DAC. It has a good driving power over the balanced output. So yes, that is a resounding yes. For $109 US, the FiiO BTR15 is a resounding success. It is much better than the original BTR5. It is better than most mini-sized dongle DACs. And if you need more power, FiiO has got you covered with the FiiO Q15, which will also be reviewed both in writing and in a video review. There should also be a full written review about the FiiO BTR15, and I hope that if you decide to go for it, you will use the purchase links in the video description. You will have a lot of fun, and I hope that if you found this video useful, you will share it with your friends, family, like the video, subscribe to my channel, and thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you soon. Bye!